Howdy y'all, my name's Ava, and today I'm going to be doing a side-by-side comparison review of these two funny little guys. On the left, we have the Transformers War for Cybertron Siege Voyager class retail release Optimus Prime, and on the right, we have the Transformers Legacy United Animated Universe Voyager class Optimus Prime. So these are both Voyager class releases of Optimus Prime from 5 years apart, 2019 and 2024. I think those are the right time frames. So let's see. It's been a while since I've done one of these, so give me some slack. I'm just gonna go over their accessories first because why not? So, starting out with Siege, because it's the older one, he's got an axe, and he's got his ion cannon. And his axe, you can also fold up like so to make this little shield, I guess. Sure. So that's his accessories. And going on to the animated Optimus, he's got this considerably larger rocket-powered axe that has extendo handle action. So that he can hold it two-handed. I'm not going to go through the trouble of setting up a pose that would actually do that because it's hard to actually get his hands in a position where they are both holding the handle, but it is long enough that that is a possibility if you want to. And then he also has his light bar on the back here, which can be removed, so I guess it's technically an accessory, but he looks naked without it. It takes up 3 whole 5mm ports to hold it in place. It only actually uses one of them, but it covers up the other 2 with the light bar itself. And you can't just have him without it because he would look naked. So, accessories out of the way. Let's actually go over their articulation now. Alright. He can sit in the back there while I go over his more recent compadre. He's got a hinge joint on his neck, which allows him to look forward to that degree and backwards to that degree. And then his head is on a ball joint, which allows him to look around just about anywhere you'd like. It is a nice combination of 2 joints. For his shoulders, they are a little bit tight, but better be tight than loose, considering his giant-ass weapon. They can go all the way around, about how you'd expect. They go out. He's got bicep cut, so he can rotate. He's got double-jointed elbow, which allows him to bring his hand in all the way. He's got ball-jointed hands that can rotate around. They can't move really any other way. The ball joint is mostly there for transformation. He's got waist rotation. His hips can kick forward. They can kick back. They can kick out. He's got a thigh cut. His knees can bend really fucking far. His foot can tilt inward. It can tilt backwards if you want to untab it. It can tilt forwards. Yeah. So that's his articulation. And then for Siege, his head is on a ball joint. It can look around. It can go up and down. It can do whatever the fuck you want it to do. His shoulders can go all the way around. They can go out. This flap on the side here goes out of the way to make room for that, and then you can just slide it back down. He's got a bicep cut. He's got a single jointed elbow that goes just over 90 degrees. He's got wrist rotation. He's got waist rotation. His legs can kick forward to that far. They can kick backwards to that far. They can kick out all the way. He's got above the knee rotation that works the same as thigh rotation, and he also has some slight thigh rotation. When transforming, that can get in the way a little bit. The legs can tilt inward, and the toes and heel can go in if you want them to. Yeah. So I'm now going to go over transformation. That's what I'm doing now. We're going to start with the animated universe Optimus. So to start this off, we're just going to do the hands first. You just grab the wrist about here and use your thumb. You can push it in, and then you can use that ball joint to flip it around, making sure it's in the right position or else it won't shut. So like if it's rotated, won't shut. If it's rotated this way, still won't shut. Has to be like this. So you fold it in, and then you just shut it. And then might as well compress the arms while we're at it and rotate them around. Yeah. Just gonna do that with the other arm right quick. And then his torso. We're just going to take the chest panel, flip it down, and the backpack, we're going to flip it down. That'll cause it to untab from here. We're going to untab these side things where the wheels are housed. They're normally tabbed into the chest, but we're going to untab them. And then we're going to lift slightly so that this is no longer inside of here. And we're going to lift these up, fold these shut, and then rotate the shoulders to be straight up and tab into the these tabs here coming out from the bottom. Just go in there. And then we've got the top half of them. We're going to spread these apart slightly so that we can get this up and over, and then we're going to shut them again, slide that back into place, and then we can shut this. And before we do that, I'm going to just show off the little details. We've got his seats here, we've got his head here, and we've got his steering wheel, we've got his radio, some very fun little details for the inside of his truck mode. But then we shut the front of it, and that is half of the robot mode transformed. We're then going to rotate around, not at the waist joint, but up here, at a joint that was inaccessible in robot mode. And then we are going to extend the feet out, unfolding them like so. And we're going to take the sides of the legs and untab them from the center, extending them like so, and then folding them around slightly, and then I'm just going to leave them for now. Do the same on the other side. Just leave them for now, and then I'm going to tab them in to each other. And then I'm going to shut these here. We've got, this is going to slide into a little slot here. Yeah, that slot there. Just this whole end section of it's going to slide in there, and there's a little tab here that's going to go into this slot in the side of the thigh. So just make sure those both go into play, and that the same happens on the other side, and that it doesn't come untabbed. Normally it doesn't. I just fucked up this time. But yeah, it just tabs in, nice and easy. And then these, we just fold them up and tab them into place. And then, there we go. There's his alt mode. Here's it without the light bar if anyone was curious. Alright. Setting a lot off to the side, we are going to transform the Siege Optimus. Alright. Right. So, We're going to start off with the backpack. We're just going to flip it up, rotate it around, flip up this panel, flip out these sections inside, and then the bumper. We're going to flip out all the way around. And then we're going to fold up the elbows, and we're going to just make sure that that is flipped up. We're going to take these side panels from the forearms and flip them out. And we're going to just start to fold up these side panels. Do the same on this side. We're going to fold these back so that the smokestacks go behind the backpack, like that. And the same on the other side. And then we're going to need to start on the legs. So we're folding the toe and the heel, and then repeating on this side. We're going to rotate around at the knee, do the same on this side. We're going to flip up the knee pad, and this would be easier if I hadn't just trimmed my nails, but even so, it's not too difficult. We just untab it and flip it over. We then take this section, we're going to untab it here. We're going to flip this panel all the way around, and it'll tab back into here. We're going to push it off to the side. We're going to flip this all the way around, and that'll form the wheels. Gonna do the same on this side. And then we are tabbing the legs in together. And next, we're going to take the waist right here, and we're going to break it backwards, like so. Then we're going to take these wheels from the side of the chest, and we're going to extend them out and down. And you'll notice there's actually a tab here and a slot in the wheel itself to hold it temporarily during transformation. So we just take it there, and we are going to tab it into that temporary spot for transformation. And then we are going to open up the windshields and flip the head in. And the reason why we couldn't do this earlier is because if you try getting the head in while the wheels are in, or vice versa, you will cause unnecessary stress on his antennas. You know, these things. Nearly broke them off on my coffee because I was a stupid kid. We're then going to fold down his backpack piece and just flatten this out, straighten those out for a little while, and close up the windows while we're at it. And then we can fold the arms around the way they're supposed to be. We can close up this panel, and this panel, and this panel, and flip up the wheel. And then we're going to do the same on this side. We're going to rotate the arm into place, close up all those panels, and flip up the wheel. And when closing up the side panels, make sure that the thigh is rotated properly, because you got one tab that goes into the thigh and one tab that goes into the arm, and if the thigh is rotated wrong, you can cause undue stress on it, much like I did on this side. But that is his alt mode. Alright, so those are their alt modes together. Sorry, I gotta scratch my eye, there's itchy. Alright, Siege actually has 6 pinned-on wheels, which is very impressive for a line full of budget cuts. It rolls pretty well. And the animated Optimus rolls just as well, if not better, despite not having pinned-on wheels. They both just got on my floor. Give me a second. Alright. So, I'm a pretty big fan of both of these alt modes. They're both sort of sci-fi takes on... This came a little unhabbed when he hit the ground. They're both sort of sci-fi takes on your classic Optimus Prime. This being a Cybertronian one, and this being a Detroit 2050 or something. The back is where they both suffer. I'm willing to give them a pass because it's... who can say for sure that that's not what the back of a fire truck looks like without most of the fire truck. And who's to say for sure that that's not what the back of a semi-truck on Cybertron looks like? Going on to vehicle mode accessory storage. For animated Optimus, we take his axe compressed. Oh, looks real pretty in that lighting. And we're just going to tab it into the bottom of his foot here, using this transparent peg in the axe. And this little gray peg is supposed to just fit into that slot there, and that's how you're supposed to do it. It doesn't look too great, neither does Siege's. So in shield configuration, you can take this and tab it in here, and it fits. It doesn't look like anything, but it fits. And then you got his gun, which doesn't have a place to go, really. Sometimes I will flip up a toe and tab it in there. It doesn't fit in, but... Well, you can't tell what it's supposed to be because it's not supposed to be anything, but it does look not the worst. And that's how I feel about Siege. Optimus's accessory storage, and animated Optimus is... That's just an axe slapped on the back of a semi-truck. Just a big-ass axe. To be completely honest with you, I like both of these toys. I'm going to just go through judging their individual points to see which one I think is better. So, first off, the paint job on the Animated Universe Optimus is undoubtedly better. I think the transformation on the Siege Optimus is a little more complicated, and I do enjoy how that complexity is evenly spread throughout the figure, rather than just being... well, if you take a look at, say, the mainline Rise of the Beasts Optimus, the chest and torso do a whole lot more than the legs do, whereas that's not the case with the Siege Optimus here. And so I do enjoy that the complexity is spread evenly throughout. I think it's a neat vehicle mode that the Siege Optimus has. I honestly wish that the robot mode looked more like the vehicle mode, because I like the look of the vehicle mode, but the robot mode is just supposed to look like the G1 Optimus. And it does a very good job of that, good enough to the extent that I haven't bothered getting any other G1 Optimus since getting this, because it's close enough to G1 Optimus that I don't really see the point in getting, say, the Earthrise mold. The Animated Universe Optimus, though, I will say I don't know. When I first got Siege Optimus, I was in awe at the engineering and the complexity of the transformation, and how well both modes looked. The Animated Universe Optimus, I have some nitpicks about it, but the moment I pulled it out of the box, it was... that immediate wave of nostalgic recognition. Oh my god, this is actually Optimus, how I grew up with him looking. He's actually here. And so, while I do have my nitpicks with Legacy United Animated Optimus, it does a very good job of recreating the source material. And I wish I could say the same about the Prime Universe Legacy Bulkhead, but I think these are both very good toys, and while engineering has improved since the Siege days, This is still a very good release. The main issue with it is just, the silver battle damage does not fit in. It's only in a couple places, namely the shoulders, the chest plate. I think it might be on the top of the forearms, which are not visible in alt mode, and that's it. These are both excellent Optimus toys, I will be honest with you. Yeah. I don't have much else to say about them. I do plan at some point to get another copy of Siege Optimus to repaint to look like the evasion mode Optimus, because I think that'll be funny. And I think even my poor attempt at repainting a toy will look better than the default Siege paint application, but I don't want to do that to my original copy that I got 5 years back, pre-pandemic, because I've had this toy through a lot of bullshit that I'm sure you guys have all seen your fair share of it too. Yeah. And for anyone wondering, I do plan to get the upcoming Legacy United Deluxe Optimus. I actually plan to get 2 copies and do the same to it that to the second copy that I'd like to do to a second copy of the Siege Optimus. Because it's going to be part of that new line, that Series 1 or whatever, where it's going to be available for the full year. So I'm looking forward to it. It looks real good. And it's actually distinctive enough from the Siege robot mode for me to not mind getting it, because whereas with Earthrise, they were both G1 Optimuses based on the same mold, both intended to look like they did in the cartoon, but one had a less interesting vehicle mode than the one I already had, and so I never got the second one. This one, it's got light piping, and it actually looks interesting. I'm excited to check it out when I can. Sorry for rambling for so long. Thank you so much for watching if you did. I hope you enjoyed. Good luck and goodbye.